There's an age-old question, old as time itself, that to this very day still remains unanswered. All have tried to solve this riddle. Theologians, philosophers, physicists. Coke or Pepsi? Congratulations, you're an addict. No, I'm not talking about meth or cocaine. This is something a little more devious. Have you ever wondered why people such as yourself would voluntarily poison themselves in the name of nutrition? Well, that's easy. Marketing, or as I like to call it, the systematic manufacturing, distribution, packaging, and promotion of bullshit. I'm Dill Pickell, and this is Fucked Up. A while back, KFC ran a promotion where if you upsize your drink to a mega jug of Pepsi, they would donate $1 to the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. A mega jug is approximately 1/2 gallon or 5.5 cans of Pepsi, alongside your meal of defeathered salted dirty bird. If you've ever skimmed the ingredients of just one can, multiply that by 5, you should quickly come to the realization that you're essentially helping fund the cure for type 1 diabetes by giving yourself type 2 diabetes. If that's not enough to scare you, then maybe stop mid-chew and realize that you're actually eating KFC, which is quite possibly the worst thing you can do to a chicken. I stand corrected. Now, these cola wars have gone on for years, with each side taking cheap shots at the other for dominance of this perceived battlefield. Smiles, dancing Muppets, and fancy graphics, all to the tune of million-dollar budgets, conspire in an effort to convince you that their products deliver a refreshing taste from a lacquer-coated aluminum can. If you've ever wondered why there's an expiry date on these cans, it's not a freshness date, but actually a recommended drink by this date stamp, because if you wait too long, the contents will dissolve the lining and literally burn a hole through the aluminum can. That's because this shit is actually closer to household bleach than it is to water. Marketing for companies like Coke and Pepsi have you convinced that their products are the epitome of refreshment, and any health effects, perceived or otherwise, are negligible. Simply put, who cares what's in it? This shit tastes so fucking awesome. You can't help but become hopelessly addicted to the sugar and caffeine in a matter of days. You think it's hard to quit smoking? Caffeine has the same effect in whatever product you put it in. Take away someone's morning coffee, watch what happens. Anyway, getting back to rust removal, perhaps you're one of the few people in this society who actually give a shit about what they put in their body. Oh, look at you, so adorable. If that's the case, then perhaps you like to try some of the available diet versions. There's no caffeine, but it is made with an artificial sweetener that started out life as rat poison. Sort of defeats the purpose of staying away from drinking municipal tap water that has to be filtered with a Brita to remove all the impurities, doesn't it? Look at it this way. How else can you wonder how that tumor ever worked its way into your bladder? Personally, I've actually come to the conclusion that we're all fucked anyway. About 90% of what we put into our bodies is slowly turning our internal organs to liquid goo. If I'm going to slowly poison myself over the next few years, then I at least want some variety. And nothing beats that sweet acidic battery acid taste like caramelized syrup in a can from North America's top names in self-inflicted liquid poison. Oh sure, there are other brands out there, but let's be honest. Most of that no-name shit tastes like your grandma wrung on her labia in a bathwater. Only Coke and Pepsi go out of their way to make a low-grade battery acid that tastes like pure fizzy goodness. And for those of you hardcore drinkers, you can always take that leap to energy drinks with Redpill, which has about 5 times the caffeine and sugar as a regular can of Coke or Pepsi. For those days when you just can't wait to get jacked up with a heart rate that rivals a flock of hummingbirds. So, the next time you're mindlessly going about your day, pushing old ladies into traffic for shits and giggles, just look up to the hundreds of billboards that peddle the tummy-tingling goodness of Coke and Pepsi as a way to kick back and unwind as you vigorously rub your fingers across your gums. Because the last time I checked, crack was still illegal.